Hello, my absolutely beautiful Virgo friends, and welcome to your horoscope for March of 2023. Where Virgo, this month, it is a big month. It's a big month for you personally, but I also want to point out that it is a very big month for us in terms of our society and in terms of changes and shifts coming to the global family as well. It is a very, very big month. We're also going to welcome Mars ready to move forward out of this Gemini energy, and that's got a lot of impact. That's a big, it's important. So we're going to talk about what that looks like as well, and that'll be coming at the end of the month, okay? Before we jump in and talk about what is going on, my beautiful Virgo friends, I have got a gift for you just to say thank you for taking my survey, answering some questions, and teaching me a little bit more about you in the community section of our YouTube page. So just to say thank you for sharing information with me and showing up for that, I am giving you a gift in the description box down below, my entire Astrology 101 digital class, 6 hours of content from all of the basics, moving through aspects and getting you sorted in that for 25 bucks. So go ahead and grab it in the description box down below, okay? All right, my beautiful Virgo friends, let's get in here so that you can get out and be enjoying this and preparing and getting ready for the astrology of such a huge change that becomes present for us as we're bringing in this new season. Right at the beginning of the month on the 2nd, we've got your ruling planet Mercury, who's fully out of post-retrograde shadow energy, so moving forward, receptive, living its best life. It's moved into the energy of Pisces, where it's going to stay until March 19th, okay? Now, Mercury wants facts, details, is moving quickly. Give me the information. I gotta go. I gotta share it, right? It's picking up all these things quite quickly, and it wants the details as well. But in the energy of Pisces, Pisces is a vague energy where everything's everything. You know, so the clarity and the quickness and the speed and the details, you're not going to have that from March 2nd until the 19th. That's not the strength of Mercury in the Pisces energy. However, where Mercury's strength is going to lie in how you make decisions, you communicate, especially in your 7th house, since this is where it's resonating. So conscious, chosen, one-on-one relationships, Virgo, right? This is going to come down to a lot of emotional and intuitive intelligence. That is how you lead the way. This is how your communication style can be a game changer in your relationships this month. Put the ego to the side, right? Listen, seek to understand rather than to be understood, which is not saying that the person in front of you is right with what they're telling you. It's how you start to listen for this handful of days with some different sacred ears so that you can find the way into solution instead of pushing back for resistance. So trust your intuitions, trust your dream life, get quiet, right? Neptune's over here, Saturn's heading over here. So truly, crystallizing your level of faith plus trust, you're listening to and following your intuition. These things are on the rise over here. Something else that I think is important to point out while Mercury is in Pisces is that, yes, you're having all kinds of relationship conversations, and that can be with a business partner. That can be with yourself, you know, the relationship of self with self. I like to put that first. It can be with an open enemy, somebody that you're in a court case with, or somebody that you need to bring something to a close. Pisces likes to culminate, transition, transcend. So I want to be mindful to share with you that it might not all be flowers and intuition, right? You know, if you owe someone an amends for the past, or you behaved poorly, or you were judging people, you know, whatever it is, these things may be coming up as well, because Pisces absolutely will reach in between these worlds. But just stop and breathe and evaluate what's in front of you so that you can find the route to solution, not resistance, okay? As we get to the 7th, big day. First and foremost, we've got a full moon that is happening at 16 degrees of Virgo. So it's happening in your sign. Okay, so the full moon is saying, Virgo, it's time to end something, acknowledge something, or let's make an adjustment. We need to course correct in some way. And of course, about what? You and who you are and how you show up. Are you the very best that you can be? Are you being efficient and effective, which is not about, Virgo, being perfect, right? The perfection is the sickness. Okay? It is about in your life, in your relationships, in your being. Can you be steady? Can you be efficient and effective and be healthy, be mentally present while you are engaging, you're dealing with the people around you? Physically, is your body in good health? Have you checked in, or are you feeling a little detached from it, right? Like when you put your hand on your belly and on your core, Virgo, can you say, yeah, I can literally feel the light of who I am beaming forward? Or is there a disconnect and you got to find some way back here? Because as the full moon is happening, all of the lights are on. So our behaviors, our patterns, our mundane living things, the things that we do day to day, how we talk to ourselves, how much we think about other people and what they think about us, right? Like all of that falls in there. But also, a huge amount of self-acceptance comes with this particular moon as well. So wherever you are at, I would call this in, I would welcome you to this invitation to really accept you as you are, not as you want to be, not as you were, but as you are at this particular full moon, my beautiful Virgo friends. All right. Just about an hour later, we're going to see Saturn now move for its transit into the energy of Pisces. Okay, we are going to get serious about these relationships, the conscious chosen one-on-one relationships. It's time to come to the next level. That's what Saturn does. Saturn brings the maturity level to the next level, right? Like you come up here. So, to the extent that you have maturing growth to do will be how complicated the Saturn in Pisces transit is, at least in its first 5 months, okay? Because, when we have to learn a lesson, or we're not mature enough in this particular area, or we have to have where we don't have that maturity and that sustainability held up for us yet, we have to learn. And that doesn't mean it has to be terrible. Don't hear fear and pain and terror. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it may be uncomfortable. How much faith and trust, I like faith and trust together, right? How much faith, believe in yourself, believe in the relationships in your life, believe in the vision of your life, believe that you are a part of this human family, not better, not less. How much faith do you have in there? And then how much trust goes with that? Do you really trust your partner? Do you really trust whatever you call a higher power? Or do you get up every morning and meditate and then go about doing whatever you feel like doing, right? Like, where are your faith plus trust dynamics? You'll walk with that as Saturn moves into this area. Now, the other thing is that you do work hard, right? You might work hard on relationships this year. And the relationships that you have got some delicious mastery on, that you've been working with, including self with self, right? Saturn delivers the achievement. It delivers the bravo. Like, yes, let's take this relationship to the next level. Let's let it be really as delicious as it can be when it's healthy and mature. So, I want you to just recognize the invitation for the universe to help you grow here. It is not always comfortable. It does not always feel great. And sometimes it is so damn good where you're like, I have really been working on this. I've been growing here. I've really been accepting myself, and it's allowed me to stop judging and accepting other people. It's allowed me to accept that I have this gift to share with the world and go out and do that. Oh, it can just be so good. Okay, when we get to the 16th, we see Venus moving into the energy of Taurus. So coming home into domicile, and this is going to light up your 9th house space, Virgo. So publishing, marketing, broadcasting, international travel, languages, teaching, certifications, things with the law, any of these kinds of things. Amends, right? Do you have an amends that you need to be making? Venus in Taurus. Venus is going to make it easier for you to be received. It's calling in, it's making this area of your chart very, very magnetic. And under this influence, you are seeking peace, you are seeking harmony, and maybe you're teaching something, or you finished a certification, or, whatever it is. And Venus is bringing you some accolade for that as well. And I think it's a really exciting time, because sometimes that has relationship benefit, sometimes that has financial benefit, sometimes it has both. Okay, so whatever it is, you're ultimately calling in something that can be really long-term beneficial to you. And a nice friendship coming from afar, or a friendship that wasn't available to you until you expanded your horizons, sometimes is just so delicious. Okay. All right, as we get to the 19th, we're ramping up for this Aries season business. So on the 19th, we see Mercury moving into the energy of Aries. On the 20th, the Sun will move into the energy of Aries. And on the 21st, we've got a new moon at 0 degrees of Aries. So this is we're in a fresh season. We're in a fresh start. Plant your seeds of intention. Mercury and Aries, make a decision, right? It is all this very fresh pioneering energy that you have the opportunity to say, okay, when I'm honest about my 8th house, my intimacy and my assets, right? Because that's what we're doing over here. We're doing intimacy and assets in this 8th house area where I've been afraid, where I've grown, where I'm studying my astrology, where I've had, not trusted my partner, or the intimacy in my relational life has been crazy. Death, debt, taxes, where you're able to confront all of these things. Birth, reproductive organs, all of these things are now coming to this let's go, let's be bold and assertive and move it forward kind of energy. And as you have found yourself and been finding yourself, you had a beautiful full moon to accept yourself, to move forward from right where you are at. Okay, so this is a really profound, I think, new moon for you to put your stamp and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make the decision and do it. And truly, with Mercury in Aries, if you've been sitting on the fence or you've needed to say something but you felt like you couldn't say it, what Mercury cuts through the poo. It's like, nope, here's a decision. In Aries, you're going to say, boop, this is it. The only thing I always remind people in Aries season is don't put the cart before the horse. Make sure, don't be too impulsive, because you really will sign a check that your hiney might not be able to cash, or that it puts more tax on your relationships. You're growing and learning a lot about relationships this year. So just make sure you do a little research, which I know you're all about, and make sure that these are the very best choices, okay? All right, when we get to the 23rd, we see Pluto enter into the energy of Aquarius, and this is just huge. It's a huge shift. We've been working, we've been waiting, we've been building up to it, and it will be big for the global family, our societies, our structures in our societies, our alliances, beliefs about social structure, social constructs, all of these things will come into heavy question for us at this time, okay? And what I can tell you is, much like Saturn, the things that cannot fit this vibration, especially for you personally, will begin to fall off. They die off. They are in the way of progress, right? So Pluto being here is this phoenixy energy. Something has to die off for something else to live. And it's so great. I want you to hold the vision of the phoenix, really, truly, because we drop down in order to rise, right? But the dropping down portion can be heavier, or it can be incredibly empowering, where you're like, nope, I have been ready to confront these issues for a long time, and I do not want to take them forward with me anymore. I know myself better. I understand this. I understand the power and control dynamic. You're going to get into the space where you're looking at in your daily routines. Where have you had a power and control dynamic that even came out of your mind? Aquarius is an air sign, right? Where did you think something needed to be a certain way in order for you to be in power and be in control, Virgo? And you're finding out that that's not going to work. It's not even true, or it's not true for you anymore. Where is your health? Where is your wellness? Where is your being of service and care practice really going to change? But you're welcoming it. You're ready for it. You're ready to be empowered by it and progress forward, right? New ideas and ideals will innovate in here. That's the nature of Aquarian energy. And we're going to have this for quite some time. We are going to see the back and forth into this Aquarian energy. But for this first part, I really want you to pay attention from March until June, okay? Because we're gonna see Pluto move into Aquarius, but then it's gonna retrograde back up into this Capricorn energy. So we're gonna review. So you're really just getting a taste. You're just getting a taste of what these changes are. So if you're listening to this before March, okay, and you're like, "Yep, I already know what it is. Stormie got it nailed down." Be easy with that, because this is just the taste that will get you there, and then we can do the work together as we get to the 23rd moving forward. Okay, as we're going to close out this month on the 25th, we see Mars moving into the energy of Cancer. Now, this is, again, going to light up an 11th house, a very social space for you, Virgo. So it's interesting because Mars has been in this Gemini dynamic since August of 2022. Okay, and is just now going to be leaving that Gemini dynamic. So there's been a lot. And Mars likes to just do it. Cut through the poo, do what I'm doing, move forward, right? It's working on those desires. But during the retrograde time and being here for so long, I want you to have the vision of Mars as like really, really hot. Okay, it's this hot lava rock. And what happens when you drop a lava rock into a bucket of water? It's going to boil that water up, right? The steam, the evaporation, all that is happening. And I really think that that is the best thing for us, because where you might have run forward and been rash and made some decisions and, let this be a really powerful period where you're feeling empowered and you're like, I'm going to move forward and I'm defending and I'm nurturing and I'm, taking everyone else's security in my own hands. Instead, Mars in Cancer energy is slowing you down a little to say, let's work on what's going on at home first. Now, granted, this lights up your 11th house, but it's like within yourself, within your own dreams, your own desires, your own long-term plans for yourself. Where did you find out you need nurturing? And are you aligned with the groupings, whether they be online, your friendship groups, that will support you in nurturing who you're finding out that you are now, who is providing safety to you, and you're taking action to be a part of that. This is literally the time where I would tell you, build your friendship house, right? And make sure that the people that are living and coming and visiting that friendship house, Virgo, really have your best interest in mind, and that you are willing to tend to them as well. It can be a very, very busy time, okay? All right, my beautiful Virgo friends, I hope that you have an incredible March. Of course, I want you to have an incredible time all the time, but it is going to be what it's going to be because cosmic results may vary, right? But let me know how the travels are going for you in the comment section down below. Make sure you click in the description box and grab your thank you gift as well. Bye, my beautiful Virgos. I'll see you next month.